this. And one thing while I'm on your show, as long as Putin now is not exactly a fan of our country, let him explain because Chris Wallace wouldn't let me ask the question. Why did the mayor of Moscow's wife give the Bidens, both of them, $3.5 million for them? That's a lot of money. She gave him $3.5 million. So now I would think Putin would know the answer to that. I think he should release it. I think we should know that answer.
Here's the background to what he's looking for from Putin, of all people. It is true that Hunter Biden was paid handsomely for consulting work he did in foreign countries that include Ukraine and China, while his father, Joe Biden, was the vice president. The Justice Department has an ongoing criminal investigation into those dealings and potential financial crimes. It is being looked into, but no evidence has emerged to support Trump's claims that the Bidens engaged in corruption or influenced US policy for personal gain, and the president hasn't been implicated in that probe. Hunter Biden has denied wrongdoing and says he'll be cleared as soon as that probe is over. The investigation is happening, but for some reason, Trump wants to go above the Justice Department yet again, or intelligence and all, like he did when he was president, and says, I trust my buddy Putin. Give me some information. If you're thinking what I thought, remember in the 2016 campaign when he was running against Hillary Clinton, he also had this to say about what Russia should do?
I will tell you this. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press.
Mightily by our press. So there's him in 2016 doing it, but now he's doing it in the middle of an invasion that Russia has, where Vladimir Putin is a world enemy #1. He's now looking to gain some support, maybe something else from him. That's point #1 on Trump on this ridiculous interview that he had. He also talked about wanting to debate whether or not the 2020 election was stolen from him for a ridiculous reason. Listen to this.
And they voted. Look, we have a very corrupt, I never thought I'd be saying it, but we have, and I can say it very nicely because anybody, they don't ever want me to, they never take me on that. They just go with the big lie. They keep saying the big lie, the big lie. But they never want to sort of, hey, sit down and let's talk. We'll go state by state.
Yeah, fact by fact.
Remember I offered to debate anybody on the election. You know, I didn't have one person.
No one took you up, huh?
I would get big ratings.
Yeah.
I offered to debate any Democrat politician on the election of 2020, and they didn't because they can't defend it. If you look at Arizona, all you have to do is look at the findings. And don't forget, I so-called lost by a whistle.
He so-called us. Okay, so point #1, asking Putin for help again while he's in the middle of this whole world issue. Second, suddenly he's gonna have a debate to talk about the 2020 election because that hasn't been adjudicated, hasn't been proven, no one's talked about it at all. It would get good ratings though. But lastly, he has some supply chain issues because apparently everything is wrong in this country because he's not president and he can't go shopping at Tiffany's. Watch.
An example, supply chain. You go to a store, they don't have bread. We're like a third world country. They don't have things. You go to buy something at Tiffany, you go to buy something at a hardware store, high, low. They don't have product. They say, even me, when I order things like for furnishings, for a building or something, they say it's gonna take 9 months to get it. Used to be like same day service. Supply chain, we never even heard the term. It wasn't like the system was working. The system's totally broken. Our system is broken. And we're going into socialism and we're going into communism.
I don't think those hosts are following anything he's talking about. There's no bread, there's no product. Hey, maybe you should talk to Madison Cawthorn. There's plenty of product growing around DC apparently. And he can't buy any more Tiffany's, Farron. What is he talking about? There's so much here. I'm sorry to throw all this on.
We're out of bread, we're out of diamonds. I can't get an office chair. The things that Americans obviously have to survive. The scary part about this, though, is the fact that when he goes out there and makes these claims, every individual person understands that no, this isn't true. I can go to the grocery store and I can buy bread, So obviously he is referring to everybody else, okay? So they still believe it, even though they know their personal situation does not reflect this. They think, okay, I'm just the exception because I can go and find the groceries that I want at any, mostly any given time. Are there supply chain problems? Hell yeah, there are. Like, that's a given, everybody knows that. Is it to the point where we're forming bread lines here in the United States? Absolutely not even close. And then just to kind of back up again to the Putin issue here, does anybody honestly think if Vladimir Putin had dirt on the Bidens, that he would just be sitting on it, waiting for an opportune moment to release it? I mean, as sanctions are crippling his country, if he had damning information, it would have come out. It would have come out a year ago. It would have come out 2 years ago. Instead of just sitting there, because if there was an opportune moment for Putin to do it, we've been living through that for the last month. So no, I don't think there's a there that Trump thinks there is, because it would have been out here in the open a long time ago. Same thing with Matt Gaetz. Got to bring him up again. That hearing yesterday where he says, "I've got Hunter Biden's laptop here, the contents on a hard drive." Cool, if there was criminal activity, wouldn't you have told us? Wouldn't you have leaked it to Newsmax or Fox or One America? Wouldn't Breitbart be running stories on it? Doesn't Giuliani have it? Didn't Tucker Carlson at one point have it? And he mailed it to himself and then it got lost in the mail. They've all allegedly had it, but nobody's been able to prove a crime. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
They've got a lot of proof that they haven't proven. It's weird how that works. It's almost like they're trying to get people to be convinced that they're right just long enough to vote for them, not actually get to any real conclusions here. This is a question that always comes up to me though, Farron. Is this working anymore? And I know it's maybe hard for you to answer that because how much is your ear to the streets of ridiculous Republican voters? I don't know. Maybe you do have this inside information. I don't know. But I'm just curious from your gauge here though. He's going on these networks. He's going on these rallies. He keeps saying the same thing over and over again, but he has this angle of, but it's going to be great ratings for that debate. What's the end game here? To have great ratings for your debate and make you look like a fool again? Where are we going?
I would just love to see Donald Trump say, screw all of it. I am starting a just kind of debate YouTube channel, and let him go off and be one of the debate me bros, that do so well on Twitter and YouTube. Like, you could just be that. If that's what you want to be, you're begging people to debate you, go do that. You'll make a lot of money from it. I'm sure you get millions of subscribers. But does it work with the average Republican out there? I don't think it is as effective as it was 6 months ago with the average normal person Republican. With the people that own MAGA gear, the people that have the Let's Go Brandon t-shirts, it 100% does. They're going to believe anything that man says, even if it's contrary to what they see with their own eyes. But that is still a fringe of the party, and as long as it stays a fringe, I think the rest of the party, well, we'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. We got to see. And there's all these expectations for what's happening in the midterms. Maybe it'll go there, and maybe things will get worse, or maybe they'll start to purge these types of folks from their party. Because I still think he doesn't really want to get back into office. In one of those interviews, he also said, "I don't want to be Speaker of the House." That's garbage. When someone was, I think it was Matt Gaetz proposed it. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He wants to avoid being held responsible for his actions.